Hey Pomerine friends, I wanted to hop on here and go over a few things that I thought you might find helpful. First of all, make sure that you're checking YouTube daily. There may be some things that you find helpful on there. And since everyone isn't on Facebook, if you're checking YouTube daily, that makes sure that we're not missing anyone. Everyone has access to the internet. The next thing is make sure that you are filling out your log that was provided with your hand-to-plate nutrition plan. I've had several questions and comments from people saying they didn't receive it. Everyone received it either via email or text. It is the same link that you were provided when we gave you the link for your questionnaire. So go find that link, go in there, and your plan is in there. Now, once you go in there, the very first thing you're going to see at the top of the page isn't the questionnaire anymore. The questionnaire is still there. It's just if you scroll down towards the bottom. But the very first thing that you're going to see is the link to our YouTube channel where you can find the daily workouts if you're not in Facebook, or even if you are. Maybe that's just easier for you to access. Either way. And also videos and helpful things like this. So that's the first thing you're going to see is the YouTube link. The second thing you're going to see is what tier we have suggested that you go into. And there may be a little note beside what tier we chose for you depending on who you are. And that tier can change. And then below that is going to be your hand-to-plate plan, where I have given you specific hand measurement amounts to follow throughout your day. That document, all you have to do is type into it, and I will automatically see that. So let's just say you get 6 palms of protein, but let's say you only do 4 palms of protein for the day. Make sure you put a 4 in there. I'm getting like a check mark here and there, a couple X's, and I appreciate the tracking and the logging, but that doesn't tell me anything about compliance. So I need to know the amounts, how close you guys are getting to those suggested amounts. Now, other questions like about dairy, cooked, uncooked, and all of those types of things, if you just scroll down below your log, so much of that is explained. It is a very, very quick read, like literally a couple pages, and the text is very large. Read that, it'll answer a lot of your questions. Next up, you can find all of the resources like food lists, gluten-free, low glycemic index, dairy-free food lists, grocery lists that are blank and you can print out, the restaurant guide, and just a bunch of other things like that in the Facebook group. However, I'm going to link those, give you links to all of those underneath this video. So hopefully you're watching me on YouTube and you can access all of those and you can print those. Now those are designed that they cannot be edited, but you can print them. Next up is workouts. For the most part, we've gotten some really positive feedback. I know a couple of you have expressed just some concern over the length of the video, and it's just all the notes that you have to take. I just need you to keep in mind that this is so new to most of the people in the challenge, and it's very important to us that you guys are moving safely and correctly. If you hurt yourself in a movement and then you're out completely, that does you no good, does us no good. We want to see you succeed, and we want to help as much as possible. In YouTube, you can pause and fast forward and rewind. So we're going to be repeating a lot of the same movements. So if we're doing a movement, demoing a movement, talking too much about a movement because we're so passionate and you know that one, feel free to just fast forward past it. That brings me to the app. Oh, the app. So we're not past the buck kind of people, but this is truly out of our hands. We can see how amazing it is from our end and how everything is there that we want to offer you. We just have, our hands are tied until Apple app, the app, I forget what they're called. Anyway, until they give us the go ahead. So yes, Technically, if you have an iPhone, you could download the app, but understand it's not going to do you any good yet. We've tried to explain that, and I still keep getting messages about it. It's just going to be a lot easier for everyone if we all have it at the same time. I'm sure you guys are going to love it as much as we do. In the meantime, you really do have absolutely everything you need. I personally really appreciate the feedback, the questions, just you guys letting me in on what's going on in your life, how you felt about the workout, how you're doing with your food choices. It just helps me help you better. And honestly, I just like to hear how you guys are doing. So please keep that up. With that said, I do have a few shout outs I want to make. As I was going through logs, I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed with the amount of people who haven't been logging, but I was super excited with how many of you are on vacation because that's awesome. And so hopefully now that some of you are back or about to come back, we'll get those logs filled out. Okay, so just because I'm not saying your name doesn't mean you're not doing great. These are just a few standouts as far as like logging and reaching out. And so I just want to give some props for the first week. And it goes to Carrie Abbott, Tammy Judson, Kevin Jacobs, Trina Drake, Lori Bishop, and Valerie Miller. You guys did so awesome with your logs this past week. So great job. Pat yourself on the back. I hope everyone's having a great week too. And now I want to move on to, I'm going to show you guys some of the different documents, that you can find in your folders on Facebook, underneath this video. So, you can see the benefit to those. Okay, so this is an example of a link to the questionnaire. So if you guys go back to the link where we originally sent you the questionnaire to fill out and you go to it, you are going to see this. To view daily workout and explanation for tiers, go to, and here's the YouTube address. You can click that, that's gonna pop up, and then you can click it and it'll take you to the YouTube channel. Tier 3, this might say 2 or 1, and there might be another blurb right here with some information depending on who you are. Hand to plate daily log, please log your daily amounts below. So you can see here, protein, veggies, carbs, fat. It's showing you the hand measurement that you're gonna use. So for this person gets 6 palms, so just the palm of my hand, 6 palms of protein. 5 to 6 fists full of veggies, 3 cupped hands of carbohydrates, and 3 thumbs, I have gigantic thumbs, yay me for fats, right? 3 thumbs of fat. So the reason we do this is because it teaches you how to eat correctly and portion control as you go. So, and we always have our hands with us. So it's just teaching you, I like it. I like macros. I like counting macros, but I feel like this teaches you how to build your plate much better, how to eat healthy much better. Now, mind you guys, if you are sticking with mostly whole foods, you are going to have an incredibly easier time doing this than someone who wants to have soup and casseroles and sandwiches all the time. Remember, it's a lifestyle change. We're trying to get better and eat better and fuel our bodies correctly and get all the vital micronutrients that we need to be healthy. So whole foods. Now, we're in week 2, so if you scroll down, it tells you all about it. Meal planning, using the meal hand to plate program, how to eat the right amount for your goals, and talks about this again. Explains if you're into the whole macronutrient thing, it kind of explains approximately how much a palm, a cupped hand, a thumb equals. If you want to keep it super simple, just skip this part. Yeah, so just keep scrolling down. Talks about measuring cooked or uncooked foods. Like I said, again, this is, the font is very large. It is a very quick read, but it's well worth it. It's going to answer a lot of your questions. Here we talk about dairy, all right, what it's considered. This is talking about things that might count as both. Okay, that's why it's highlighted, so make sure you read through that. Milks, eggs. I've gotten a lot of questions about milk and eggs, so make sure that you're all reading through there. And this would be like, you know, those special foods. I almost said crap foods, but they're really not. We don't, you know, we're all going to have a treat from time to time, so it tells you how to count those. So this is talking about your processed foods, chips, French fries, and you can see here it's saying we're going to count it as a carb and a fat. So if you eat junk, just remember those hand measurements are going to add up way faster. You're not going to get nearly as much food. Soda and juice, and then alcohol. I would recommend drinking as little as possible, but this is the really real world, and I know that that's not going to happen for everyone. I'd love to see, if you're a daily drinker, I would obviously love to see you cut that down to 1 or 2 days a week. But it tells you how to count those things as well. Just remember, alcohol is pretty much like a poison in our body, and it not only will affect how you eat, but it will also affect your workouts. You may feel like you're giving 100% after a night of drinking, where your body's only getting about 75% of the effort that you're putting in. The restaurant guide, it's exactly what it says it is. You got to dine out, you're not sure what to order, things that won't throw you off track. So here we go, we've got Red Lobster, and it just gives you some suggestions of what to order. So Red Lobster, Outback, B-Dubs, Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, if only we had one of those closer, Cracker Barrel, Chili's, IHOP, Applebee's, Red Robin, Chipotle, Starbucks, and it just goes on, Subway, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. Yeah, so just a kind of a nice thing to have if you just wanted to save the link to your phone, so that way you could access it at any time. That might be better. All right, and here we've got the food list. I love this. This makes it so easy, guys. Like, literally, you could plan your groceries for the week, pick out your proteins, pick out your fats, pick out your carbs. It just makes it very, very doable. This is not an exhaustive list. Obviously, there's going to be more foods, but this gives you a great starting point. We've also got the low glycemic, mostly dairy and gluten-free list for those of you who need that. Here's a printout where you can plan your meals. I personally like to try to eat mostly the same things for at least 4 days of the week. So I'll go like Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or at least 2 of those 3 days, eat something different. And then that gives me kind of one free day if Ken and I want to go out to dinner or something like that. So this just is to plan your meals. And then once your meals are planned, then you can make your grocery list. And this just kind of organized so that you're not forgetting any of the categories, not forgetting anything once you get to the store. And like I said, this and the meal planner, those can all both be printed out if you like. Hope that helps, guys. Let me know if you have questions.